5. Yeah, I have no clue what happened, but I'm back now, Scriv. That's the main thing, and we're ready to get into this.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I think Tea Time did a good job of selling the illusion that you were never gone. So we are indeed ready to get into the action. Going to be a contact B play coming in from Budapest 5. Flashes over the top. Thomas is able to get one. Mighty Max as well, kind of completely unseen there. It's just not going down. He's got 3 kills so far. Budito's the first one to chime in, but he's also the last one left. Does get a quick second. Be careful here, lads. Don't give him too many chances at the headshots. They will start to encroach. They will start to pincer him in. He gets himself a third. Oh, goodness. This is suddenly looking a little bit more dangerous. He is still left kind of low, and taking long-range fights is not going to be as advisable. Gets his hands onto a smoke. He's trying to close the gap and just play these headshot angles. One peak too many in the end, however. A nice effort coming in from Budito, but it's not quite enough in the end.
And not quite enough there. Endpoint starting off strong with that pistol round win over on that B bomb site here on Mirage, which we're having as the first map of this series. And honestly, Scriv, I didn't get to hear as much of the death segment as I would have liked to. So just quickly recap, what were your thoughts heading into this one?
So basically, I think Endpoint looking pretty good, playing kind of some of their best Counter-Strike, Crucial and Surreal, the dynamic duo looking really, really strong during the group stages. But Tea Time kind of chimed in and said, you know, Budapest 5 also looking really good. Corey, a really strong individual. And they do have the potential, particularly, I think, on these 2 maps, speak of the devil, on these first 2 maps to really just power through with the individuals. So it could be a tough time for Endpoint.
Wow, it might be a tough time for them in this very round, because over on this B site this time, Budapest 5 got the bomb down very quickly. Oh no, a team kill from Surreal. That is not what Endpoint needed. Robin's trying to move on in, see what he can do, and at least gets a couple of kills back, but the time is ticking. Robin gets a 3rd kill, doing damage from that position, and Flashy and Corey are going to try and close this out. Flashy stuck on the bomb site, gets another kill into the 1v1, and Surreal is trying to make up for those earlier mistakes, but the time's too far gone. It's over. The round's going to be won by Budapest 5. They get their 2nd round win on the board. It goes back and forth, but Budapest 5 take it.
Yeah, a bit of a crazy round there. And despite Robin's attempts here, pretty nice stuff from him, you know, especially the reaction there onto Budito. Not able to find it in the end, so Endpoint letting it slip away from them in that 2nd round. They're going to force into this one, of course. It's such a weird and awkward spot to be in for any team, really, when you lose that subsequent force buy. We'll see here, though. Surreal to open up. There is a bit of a stack over on the A site, so they do need to be careful here on the Budapest 5 side of things. The Deagles, it's actually Thomas with the CZ coming in for a double, and Coolio the only one left all of a sudden. Oh, goodness. It looks like we are in for a messy start to this series.
It's always hard to read exactly what way it's going to go when you get this back and forth nature at the start of a game. We'll wait and see if Coolio can stop that from happening, though. 1v3. First kill's good with the MAC-10 at long range. He's down to 2 health in the process, though, so getting more done here is unlikely. And, ooh, Mighty Max can't connect the shot he was looking for. Coolio somehow still alive here. The bomb is very much not in his hands, though. It's over on the site. Endpoint have 2 different angles to watch that bomb. It's just so difficult for Coolio to find a way in here. He's going to look for a different angle, moving all the way back into jungle. This could maybe work out for him, depending on the timing. He's still just looking for this fight that's in his favor, but again, the MAC-10 having to take a medium or long-range fight is not going to be great for it. And he finally moves in. Great headshot onto Crucial. It's into the 1v1. Mighty Max needs to be careful. He almost goes down. 2 health left for Mighty Max. But he finally lands a shot. And Endpoint just about win that round.
Well, considering it was a 4-on-1, that is an incredibly close end to that round. Well, they're happy to get it on the board, and I think importantly they deny a bomb plant away from Budapest 5, which makes this return force buy from them very difficult indeed. I think they have spread the wealth here. As you can see, Budito does not have very much at all, allowing Corey to get a Galil there. Coolio, meanwhile, sacrificing the head armor so he can get an AK. So still nothing to shake a stick at here. Do need to be weary on the Endpoint side, but you would think they have learnt that from some of these early rounds. They're not going to give away too many early frags, but a nice aggressive position from Surreal is getting them a lot of information now at the very least. Looks like he is going to move back. No, he's still kind of sticking around, so going to keep this info in that no one towards A ramp right now. There's 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining, so Budapest 5 have really got to start thinking about moving into a site. They are just floating in and around middle, and no one's really giving them anything. They've got a little bit of utility to work with, but I don't think... I mean, smokes-wise, they have enough, but flashes and molotovs and whatnot, it would make life very difficult if they're going to try and take mid-control late into the round.
Looks like that's what they're going to go for, though. Even with their limited utility, Budapest 5 focusing on that short control, and Coolio's running in first with this AK, looking to crack this one open. Can't get a single kill. Corey's there to back him up, and the Galil comes in with some good trades, but crucial, dishing out damage with that MP9. From the back of the bomb site, he gets 2. And even though Bodito has got this rifle into his hands, oh, he's not going to win the first fight. Crucial with a little hop on the spot, gets the kill with the MP9. And it looks like Endpoint will be making sure that we get an end to these force buy wars. I think this time around, Budapest 5 are going to be forced down to the low buy. And this was really well done by Crucial.
Pretty big fight. Kind of allows them to get it pretty clean on the board as well, so... Not a massive amount of bank being built up, but some. Bit of an attempt at a B rush. I kind of like it, though. They burst in, they bait out some utility, and then they back off. They might give it another attempt later on when that utility is indeed weakened. And that looks like kind of what they're going for. I'm not quite sure. I don't think they quite know either. Corey, meanwhile, going to find the head of Robin from Palace. Talks about this guy being a strong individual, looking good on the Deeg. Surreal, thinking about it, but he's not going to move in. So, will be a man advantage here for Budapest 5. Still give a large favor towards Endpoint. You never know. Teams can often fall against the pistols, and with 3 players getting boosted into window, I'm not sure the CTs are going to be prepared for this.
Yeah, thankfully Endpoint have pushed through B, and they've got Surreal pushed in A ramp, so they should have a good amount of information. They should be ready for this push. Crucial decides to back away from this position, low on health, but he lands the shot. He had the assistance from Surreal as well. So even though Budapest 5 get into some fairly sneaky positions, they still are able to deal with it over on the Endpoint side. They're still ready for it, and we'll get the AKs into the next round. A bit of damage done, though, by the T's in that one. They won't be too disappointed, just getting a kill or 2 on the board. And in comes the full AKs for round number 6. A 4-1 lead for Endpoint before we finally get a proper gun round.
Yeah, little wild, like we've been saying in the beginning, but often how these series can go, I think. A lot of these teams have a vast amount of individual skill, makes them pretty effective with the Deagles, the Tech 9s, the Hero, Galil, or AK in that second round if they opt to go for it. A little bit of mid-control coming in, but not too much coming as yet. Endpoint have fairly consistently pushed ramp. Pretty much every round, I think, since like round 3, they have sent someone into ramp. This round, it's 2 people, but all the same, it's a great position, kind of changing things up ever so slightly, right, with how far Surreal pushes in, how long he stays there. And it just means that Budapest 5 kind of lose control of that, and Bodito going to go down to the off angle, right? So not only is it the information that Surreal is getting that there's no one around A, or around ramp at the very least, he's also picked up a man advantage. So pretty good stuff, and I think something that Budapest 5 are going to have to start to respect. And there you go, a nice little deep smoke allows Surreal to stay away while also cordoning it off. So really, really nice stuff with the ramp push.
Ooh, Coolio just rushing through that smoke, unable to get the kill onto the bomb site, and that's not going to be a good look for Budapest 5 here. They're losing these trades significantly now. Corey comes back in with another kill, but he's got 3 players against him, and the time is so far gone. Down to 41 health. He's not even able to get the bomb into his hands. Robin closes out the round. Endpoint take a 5-1 lead. And yeah, a nice bit of aggression early from Surreal kind of sets them up for the round. I think in general, Surreal is a player who sometimes doesn't get the chance to make those aggressive plays because there's a couple of other aggressive players on this Endpoint team. Crucial on the AWP is definitely willing to fight. Sometimes some of the other riflers like to make plays, but I think the rest of the team has started to rein it in a little. That's giving Surreal more opportunities to go aggressive. And oh no, Thomas, you're meant to be boosting your teammate up there. Here we go. Crucial eventually gets it. Third time of asking. He'll post up on this angle.
Yeah, I mean, if there was T aggression early on, might have been somewhat disastrous, but it's all good. I'm going to try and boost into window, I believe. Yeah, and Flashy gets in. Robin savvy to the fact. Ooh, great little flash, though. Perfect timing as well. Flashy will find that frag. He gets himself an AK. He does have armor to work with here. However, Surreal deals with him. So minimal damage off the back of that play, but all the same, it leaves a bit of a hole in the defense here. Dito going to be spotted out, charging forwards. The rest of the boys joining him shortly. Oh, Surreal's got to be very careful. They have kind of lost the sight control here, and I think he's trying to do his best to deny the bomb plant, but easier said than done. Does get one, but traded back pretty quickly. Still kind of a doable situation, especially with that headshot coming in. Corey on the Deagle looking scary. However, he and Coolio so low. Yeah, the Molotov one tick is enough to take him down. Torsi going to have to do an awful lot of work, or Coolio coming in from behind, and there you have it, striking 2 at once. Beautiful stuff from Budapest 5, and a lot of different places there to pick up a fairly cheap round from them, so really good stuff.
Yeah, really well played by Budapest 5 there with the pistols. That flashbang into window at the start of the round was so well done, so well timed. They knew that they might have needed the flashbang to win them that fight against Robin, and then because they got that kill onto Robin at the start of the round, Surreal had to play safe on the A site. He had to play really passively, and Budapest 5 made the most of that. In this round, though, Crucial's the man getting aggressive, and this time, Endpoint get the early man advantage off the back of the AWP, but Budapest 5 are fully focused on this A site. They're committing to this, and Crucial gets a second kill.
Going for more as well. He's greedy for it. Surreal will chime in. Crucial has gone down in the meantime, but looking good for Endpoint here. The rotation's coming in as well. Only 2 more players to deal with. Great little flash onto Flashy. The nade will finish it off. Coolio gets one, but traded back nice and fast. So Endpoint bounce back immediately. Bit of individual prowess here from Crucial. You talked about him liking to get aggressive. Well, here it is, and it works out perfectly. Will be their 6th round on the board. Endpoint with a pretty hefty lead at the moment. Budapest 5 definitely not able to get a solid foot in the door with the rifles, right? So I think something's got to change in that respect.
Ooh, this time just relying on the pace, relying on the fast push out to try and catch someone off guard, but Crucial's ready for it. Sitting back with the AWP, playing a safer angle, and Robin's ready for that further fight as well. Coolio was trying to just land a shot, and it's not going to happen for Budapest 5 here. Relying on the individuals to try and get into this round, but as soon as you lose those fights, you are always going to be in trouble. Flashy with a nice headshot, but Robin's there to double up with his teammate. And Torsi doesn't have a gun right now, but there is a dig at his feet. He'll pick that up and just try and land some shots here, but that's not going to happen. 7-2 lead for Endpoint. Really solid start for the UK boys.
I think Budapest 5 starting to worry somewhat. This is, of course, their map pick. So sure, it's the T side. They might not have as much prominence, you could say, but you'd like to see a little more than this. They are definitely looking flaccid, I suppose, is a simple way of putting it. Really not good at all. Bit of a slower round this time, though. This might work out differently for them. However, still Endpoint are able to push someone towards ramp, and Budapest 5 are just not really contesting, not trying to in rounds like this, where they do slow things down ever so slightly. They don't really have that A presence, and Endpoint are abusing it massively. I'm not sure if they've done their homework or if it's just something that they've really worked on in terms of their own game, but it's proving to be quite troublesome for Budapest 5.
Surreal's pushing through Palace as well, so they're getting further information on the Endpoint side of things. Dito's pretty close by to that position Surreal's playing from. If he makes noise, he could easily be caught in the back. Much slower round from Budapest 5. We haven't seen them go this slow so far, but with 40 seconds left, there aren't too many nades left for the Hungarians, and here we go. Surreal probably heard that. He's not going to try and pounce. He's not going to try and go for the fight. And with 29 seconds, Budapest 5 are going to have a clean take on this B side of the map here.
Might get their opportunity. They're not quite prepared on B. Okay, they've been given enough time, and Crucial is here with the AWP. He's going to have to do all the work. Two very nice shots coming in, evening things up at the very least. He misses that one. Has to now try and stay alive for the rotations to come in. He's not ready for the close player, and he will get taken down. I think that leaves things incredibly difficult for the remaining two CTs to really work their way back in, unless an early frag comes their way in this retake. Full utility for Surreal, but he's not going to get a chance to use it. Corey takes him down, and Robin just going to look to slowly creep away. Budapest 5, they'll get their third on the board. They run the clock all the way down this time rather than rushing in, and it works.
Yeah, that late round B hit pays off for them. They got a pretty quick kill onto Mighty Max. We didn't see how that happened. We didn't quite get to catch it because we were focused on Crucial and how he was moving around the bomb site. But Mighty Max was there on B as well. He went down pretty quickly. Budapest 5 just made their way onto the B site. You see there, Coolio got that entry kill before Crucial even started to land those shots. So I think just getting that early entry onto one of the riflers on the B site makes a massive difference. Because now you're just up against that AWP. You're up against the sniper, which is not going to have the best of times once you get out onto the site itself. So even though Crucial lands two good shots, it was always going to be difficult to do more in those close quarters fights. And wow, Torsi getting aggressive early in this one. Mighty Max was baited in by the gun barrel, doesn't get the kill, and the pistols for Endpoint getting shut down early.
Still gets his hands onto that M4 though. Might look to try and take it into the next round. But yeah, the pistols definitely... I mean, you expect them in a game like this to possibly find a head or two, but if Budapest 5 can get it cleanly on the board, that'll be really, really, really good for them. And it does look like they're playing this correctly, right? They're finding the early pickups and now grouping up. So at the very least, damage control. Coolio just checking B, seeing what's going on. There's no one around. They are indeed edging closer towards the A site. It's not quite a stack, but they have a bit more pressure over there. Okay, and they're going to make the decision with Coolio finding all this information to not take any chances at all and just slowly back away, come towards the B-bomb site, and indeed try and get this round flawlessly on the board, I think is the goal, which, like I say, is really good for them. Momentum, cash, taking weapons away from Endpoint, you know, not allowing them a chance to save an AK. So I really do like this kind of risk-free approach from Budapest 5.
Yeah, Coolio's done his investigating on the B site. He decides it is safe for everyone else to join him. Budapest 5, like you said, we're fully grouped up in A ramp, so good to see they just all group up. They all just come back to B, finding the point of weakness over on the Endpoint side of things. And at this point, Crucial's probably going to be saving the rifle. The pistol players will maybe look for exit kills, maybe look for a frag or two at the end here. But these kills won't be too significant. So Budapest 5 finding a bit of success now on this T side. It seems like this slower style is what's working for them. They were really going for a fast pace to start this half, but now they've slowed it down. It's looking a little bit better for them, but they are going to be against a full buy of Endpoint in this one. Already bought by Thomas. That's going to go into the hands of Crucial. The rest of the team will have rifles. And we'll see if Endpoint can prepare themselves for this T side of Budapest 5. We'll also see if Budapest 5 keep up this slow play style that's worked for them in the last couple of rounds.
Yeah, I think Endpoint were definitely working off of like their early setups and the fact that they had a fair amount of utility to use. And really just like crucial in a lot of cases on that A site, playing in and around the chaos. But when things get slowed down and you bait out your utility and there's not lots of flashes going off, right? There's not as much chaos for him to work with. I think maybe gets a little restless, takes some earlier peaks and ends up either going down or just not finding the same kind of success. A bit of S5 really thought about this well, and they're really not giving anything at all to Endpoint early on in these past few rifle rounds. The only place that they're having any kind of a peak comes through from underpass, right? They're not peaking mid heavily, not peaking ramp or from Palace. That's some pretty big nade damage coming in though. Really nice nade, really well timed by Endpoint, and 40 seconds left. Any advantage they can find in terms of HP is going to make all the difference.
Wow, this slow style coming through again for Budapest 5, but this time the end goal is the A-bomb site, and Crucial again is here on the right side of the map. Shot lands onto the first man, and it's a shutdown. It's an absolute lockout on the A site. Coolio finally gets one kill through for his team, but Endpoint just shut it down there. They were really well prepared on the A site. Crucial lands that first shot with the AWP, and then everyone else just chimes on in.
Yeah. Nothing else to it, really. Nice and simple stuff from Endpoint. Budapest 5 just not able to find any kind of a foothold. I think this is the thing with using that super slow style time after time. It becomes a bit more predictable and a bit more telegraphed, right? And Endpoint can kind of edge for information, and they can say, well, we've got 30, 40 seconds left. I don't see anything at all on B, so therefore, process of elimination, you know, there's only a few different spots that they can be in, so you kind of begin to prepare yourself for it. Real on the AWP here. Kind of interesting. Got a bit of a different idea for it, perhaps. Budapest 5 going back to their faster style, basic A execute. Surreal going to get taken down, and Endpoint firmly locked out. What's the plan here? Are they going to go for it? I think they are indeed. Thomas finds Flashy. And now back into a 4-on-4. It's a bit of a weird scenario, though. They do have to wait an awfully long time before they can do anything.
Yeah, there's some nades on the Endpoint side. A couple of flashes, smoke and Molotovs available, so they might just try and use those to see if they can get themselves a pick, get themselves off to a good start on this retake, but it's gone the other way. Mighty Max has already lost out, and Corey lines up more kills. Robin eventually gets some back, but Torzi's there to shut him down. As soon as Corey gets those couple of kills, that's just round over. Big plays coming in from him. He's been the real standout as well. He's up to 15 frags now on the Budapest 5 side. And there's those kills again. Really well taken by Corey. Carries his team through for the round win. And Budapest 5 starting to put up some rounds now.
Yeah, really looking good. Torzi getting aggressive. Gonna miss that shot. Doesn't quite get the second opportunity. They've gone for the force buy here on the Endpoint side of things, actually. Can get an AWP out for Crucial, as you can see, an M4 in play. But other than that, it's really not great. Real particularly has got nothing but a deagle and a bit of armor to work with. So a really awkward buy here for Endpoint. Interesting to see that they go for it before the final round of the half. A lot more teams, I think, would opt to save and then get a strong buy in that final round, but perhaps that is part of the game plan here, that Budapest 5 are not expecting it, because that's logically what a team would do. So bit of Endpoint madness. Hopefully there is some method to it. We'll see how it goes for them, but Budapest 5 just winding this clock down again. 55 seconds left and no real action so far in this round.
Yeah, like you were saying earlier, sometimes teams can start to adapt to this, and Endpoint have held on to their utility in this one. Surreal get to kill up close. Just that one dig already coming into play. And look at the response from Budapest 5. They're cutting off this A play. They're not going to go for this. They're going to try and move all the way back to B with the bomb. This can be risky when the time is low, but they've still got a fair amount of time left. 25 seconds as they move into B. The problem is they're going to be making noise. Flashy's trying to cut off this rotation, and the B side play needs to come through now. Flashy gets one, but he's traded out, and in comes the push towards B. Thomas is ready for it, but wow, Coolio gets the kills onto the bomb site. One of those was mid-air, and Budapest 5 get the entries they needed onto B. They needed a fast B take. They end up finding it. And Crucial is going to have to try and save the AWP for the last round of the half.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm a massive fan. I don't know, I suppose it just kind of falls apart. They get a little unlucky, but still, I feel like they give themselves more options if they go for an eco. But then after such a strong start to think that it could even come to 8-7, I think they're going to be somewhat disappointed with the way things have turned out towards the end here for Endpoint. We'll see moving on to their T sides. Hopefully a little more impressive the whole way through. Just looking here, yeah, it was indeed a 7-2, I believe. Yeah, 7-2 scoreline, so maybe would have liked a little more from Endpoint, not just as a viewer, but I think personally, right? They would have wanted a bit more. But we'll see. They're in with the force buy. Of course, it is not ideal. 3 deagles. Still got that AWP in play, though, and trying to look to make it all a little effective here. Crucial, getting aggressive off the back of the boost. He's sticking around as well. Don't think that angle allows him to see that that was the bomb, but all the same, a nice early pickup.
Yeah, Budapest 5 were fully set up to try and hit that B bomb site, but now that they've seen that the saved AWP is there, they decide to cool that off, and they're going to try and go back to A, where currently it's only a couple of pistol players holding. Counter utility could be effective, but Corey's moved all the way out onto the site. Surreal's there to stop him, though. No trade coming in as of yet. Surreal staying alive on the site, just looking to dish out this damage, but he's getting run down from the backside, and Robin will do his best. Oh, Robin gets a second kill as well. Bomb dropped, another frag found, and there it is. Endpoint do enough on the A site. The pistols hold it down, and they do get a 9th round on the board right at the end of the half.
Little messy in the end from Budapest 5. Once again, the fast style not working out for them, but they no longer have to worry about their T side, of course. Corey looking really, really good. Coolio not too far behind. Definitely worth noting, though, moving into the CT side, there are a few names that are going to have to pick things up as not to be a weak link. But yeah, Endpoint, definitely, I think it's got to feel nice for them getting that final round and just a nice little cushion rather than it being 8-7. Like I say, a really strong start from them that kind of slips away from them a little bit towards the end, but still keeping a hefty advantage. So they can be happy with it. Their T-sides have been pretty comprehensive, in all honesty. A lot of fragging ability for Endpoint as well. So definitely potential that they kind of pick up this pistol and start steamrolling things. Budapest 5, however, I think do prefer the CT side. Pretty hefty split in that sense when they play this map, that their CT side is a lot more effective. So Endpoint going to recognize that, and Endpoint going to have to be ready for that.
Yeah, I think seeing more players show up on the Budapest 5 side is going to be the real key here for their CT hold. Oh, Surreal already getting the opening kill, though. Torzi will not be having an impact in this round. He's already been dealt with, and Surreal spots that second player. A bit more information, but Bonito gets a kill onto Thomas. So it's back into a 4v4. Endpoint now have spotted a couple of players over on that A side of the map, so they're going to set themselves up for this B play. And as it stands, Flashy is here alone on this B bomb site.
Could be an absolute bloodbath. He's got a nade, it's a bit early, and he just backs away. You're going to try and take the fight against Surreal, but not really committing too much. He is kind of swinging more often than not. Needs to be a little careful here. Playing with fire for sure. The bomb going to go down meanwhile. And now the retake is on. They do have a kit available, but that is it. They have lost Flashy as well, and Robin still in the apartments, ready for that flank. 4 versus 2 after the initial exchanges. Coolio and Corey, the two big fraggers here for Budapest 5. Not going to be able to get it done by the looks of things unless Corey can pull something out. But not going to happen. Will get taken down. Endpoint only losing 2 players. Pretty clean pistol.
Yeah, that initial boost into window, getting the kill was a really nice way to start the round. And then once they spot a couple of players on that A side of the map, Endpoint realized because they have that man boosted into window, they can just cut off the rotations or at least hear the rotations between the sites. So as long as there's only 1 or 2 players on B, they can group up over at B pretty comfortably and be able to trade onto the site, especially with the Glocks. Once you get out through the apartments, you can pretty happily move into B there, and you can pretty happily take some closer range fights. So I like that call from Endpoint. I think having that player boosted up into window is so valuable there on that pistol round. Being able to hear those rotations makes a big difference. As soon as they spot 2 players on A, they know they can go B, and they know that they can slow down the rotations. So Budapest 5 will be forced into a force buy in this next round. A couple of scouts for them, alongside some pistols. Endpoint, meanwhile, have got themselves 3 AKs into this round. But you've always got to be a little bit careful in a round like this. The pistols can always be dangerous close range. The scouts can be dangerous long range, but Surreal has already dispatched of one of those scouts early.
Trying to get aggressive. Kind of seeing it from Badito here on the other side of the map. You cast your mind back to those early rounds, right? This is kind of the type of buy that would work pretty effectively back then. Endpoint, though, I think looking to make sure history doesn't repeat itself, let's say. Great little angle here from Badito, though. I think, yeah, that molly does indeed spread to him. Smoke coming on top of it, though, and he's going to opt to move up the ladder, try and catch some players off guard. Another Molotov going in, though, to make sure that Badito is fully out of position and put into a bit of an awkward spot. He takes about half his HP as well, but he's back. He really wants to play up on this Palace platform. And maybe after, 2 Molotovs, they feel like it's cleared out, but still Endpoint not quite convinced. Still taking their time. They do have Mighty Max on the other side of the map getting aggressive, trying to find some information, but with 25 seconds thereabouts left, it's starting to get a bit risky, and all the CTs are in on this A site. I think this is going to be an absolute mess if they are not careful.
Oh, this could be bad for them, yeah. 15 seconds, they've got to be quick here, but Ito gets the kill from the back. Into a 3v3, Torsi with one of his own. Damage being done, and the time is against them here. Torsi just buying more time. The shot's not landing, but there's no time left. Corey gets the kill at the end there, and Budapest 5 go ahead and take themselves that round. Wow, Endpoint taking a lot of time. I think they might have not realized just how little time they had left there, because once Mighty Max realizes B is clear, I think they would have wanted to move back and try and move to the B site, but they just didn't have the time to do that. So they run into the stack, and Budapest 5 get themselves a big round win, because now they've got a chance of building up a bit of a streak of their own on this CT side.
Yeah, definitely a messy one, and I think they'll know it on the Endpoint side of things. They left themselves 15 seconds, Hawker, to push from ramp, clear the site, and get the bomb down. So definitely making life hard for themselves. See what they can get done in this round, though. Ito does manage to find an opener, but still got to be careful. The buy here, nothing to shake stick out. There's 3 players in on this B site, though, so surely not, you say, but Mighty Max has got other ideas. Flashy left at get right. Has to be careful not to go down too easily here. He will manage to pick up Mighty Max, and he's bought time for the rotation, so there it is. It's only Max to find the frags, and that will mean that Budapest 5 get their 8th on the board, survive with 3 players, build up a little bit of cash. So starting to close the gap, and Endpoint can't really buy into this one, so we'll be 1 round in it by the looks of things by the time our rifles come out again.
Couple of flashes here from Mighty Max. They're going to go into the A site, and they're just going to try and run out onto A. It's a Glock train, looking to see what it can do, and Corey's missed these first shots. This could be a bit troublesome for him, but he's got assistance, he's got some kills. And it looks like Budapest 5 will be good to go in this round. I was a little worried that maybe they could have got run over on the site there, but Torzy was there to help out. He gets 3 kills with the AWP. And we are back to a close game here. This was Corey, just about staying alive. I think those kills from Torzy are really what make the difference, though. And now there's only 1 round in this game ahead of this next gun round.
All to play for then. Very early on into the second half, getting intense, full of energy. Endpoint were in with a strong start, but not able to convert. May well regret that. Aggression coming in on ramp, and 2 kills, 2 easy kills for the CT side. Endpoint get a taste of their own medicine with that ramp aggression. The bomb going to be dropped as well inside the smoke, mind you, but all the same, risky for Robin to go for it. A great deal of control coming in for Budapest 5 early on.
Yeah, just winning that individual fight. That one fight over at ramp is big. That's a big kill back from Robin, though. I think he jumped over the smoke to spot the player and then just lined it up. He gets himself a headshot, and now Budapest 5 aren't as comfortable fighting for ramp. They've got a flank going, though, as does Mighty Max. There's flanks all over the place right now. Max is about to get his free frag, but in comes Coolio. The flank from him is much more impactful. He gets 2 kills. He gets the bomb. And even though Mighty Max had a flank of his own, unfortunately, he's got 3 more players to find. And there's a man at CT ready for him. Torzy peeks with the AWP, takes him away, and takes a 10th round for Budapest 5. All tied up in this game.
The hunter becomes the hunted in that round. Who are really not prepared for it, I suppose, especially when you have a player that seems to have pushed through the entire map. But I suppose it comes from the mid side of things. They must have walked past each other at some point, perhaps. Either way, Budapest 5 indeed getting it cleanly on the board. Bit of a missed opportunity there. Oh, on the reface coming in from Surreal, going to go down. An early frag coming in. Meanwhile, out on A, it is only Mighty Max, so they're kind of throwing the old bait and switch. Maybe it was meant to be a bit more of a B play, but Surreal goes down. Max seems a little too early. They're not quite prepared for it. We have had a kill come back here for Thomas. Ooh, Coolio ditching the AWP, leaves himself with a USP. That is not ideal. Where did my M4 go, for goodness sake? What's happened there? Meanwhile, charging into the site, they end up taking it. This is a bit of a crazy one, honestly, Hawker. I'm not quite sure what has happened here. 3 on 3. It looks like Endpoint actually have a decent shoe-in at this round.
Yeah, somehow that timing window works for them, and that molly's not going to spread to Crucial's position in behind the van. He can sit there, but as he jumps on up, Corey's ready for him. Back to a 2v2. Torzy lands a shot close on the site, and Thomas has to go with the Tech 9. First kill's good. He knows there's a man on the bomb. He knows he can just buy time here. The time is ticking, and Thomas gets the kill he was looking for. The Tech 9 in close range gets both those kills, and Endpoint steal away a round of their own, just as it looks like Budapest 5 are really getting it going on this comeback. This time it's Endpoint who steal the round win away from them.
That's absolutely massive. You just see here on the replay, right, the early frag. And I think it would have been okay had, I think it was Coolio, right, who ditched the AWP. And I think lost his AK in the smoke or whatever. It was a bit of a weird time, and I feel like he's very frustrated at that. Torzy, though, going to come into this round with a vengeance, opening up 2 players in the underpass, 1 at short, so not really much opportunity for Endpoint to trade. There you have it. Budapest 5 in with a lead, but only for a short time before Crucial trades back.
Yeah, this has been a pretty wild second half, with both teams losing rounds that they'll probably feel like they shouldn't have. And whenever you get one of these scrappy games, it can just come down to who makes less mistakes at some point. It can just come down to who wins a couple of the most important rounds. And this is one of those important rounds, which currently Budapest 5 are getting the better of. They take the early advantage on the mid trades. 2v3 for Endpoint to come back from, and Robin's been forced forwards by the Flames, but he's going to go for it, and Benito's ready. The AWP holds the angle, and now it's Thomas in a 1v3.
Difficult for Endpoint. As soon as they seem to get a way back in, it's just immediately shut out. Seems to be the story of the second half, bearing in mind they've only picked up 2 rounds. But not quite as easy for them here on their T side. Like I said, Budapest 5 definitely more prominent on their CT side of things. Don't really think Thomas is going to be able to find anything. Not enough time to work with, obviously, now, but just in the round itself with no information, the bomb down mid. Just saving his AK into the next round. He's got 1,500 as well, and still 3 nades left, so it's not like he takes too much of a hit by missing out on the loss bonus, honestly. Now it's kind of a question of what are the rest of Endpoint going to do to support him. Crucial's got money, but other than that, they don't really have a lot to work with.
Yeah, I think they can just go for the low buy into this one. Thomas's money is just about good enough where he can buy at least decently into the next round with their loss bonus. So I'll take this as a bonus. They'll probably try and set up Thomas for some success with that AK. And not many nades are bought here by Endpoint. Thomas has the majority of the utility right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see the pistols lead the charge, though, and then Thomas try and back them up. And Endpoint are looking for mid control right now. They seem to be finding it, but Toolsy's got a kill with the AWP elsewhere. In comes the boost for Robin, hoping to get the timing right on window. Right now, Budapest 5 don't have eyes on this position, at least currently. So Robin can sneak into this position. But we'll see how much he's able to get done, because you can see Benito watching this smoke, just making sure that Robin can't sneak into the back lines. And here comes the fight, which Robin will win with the tech. Nicely done, but Corey's got him from the backside. That's a bit of a shame for Robin. He gets caught off guard.
Yeah, really unlikely fight to be winning, so I'm sure he's a little annoyed at that. Coolio boosted up here on the site. Really tough spot to deal with. Not prepared for it at all. And the rotation's coming in pretty quickly. Thomas, meanwhile, at the back end of things, I think ultimately was not sold on the idea of going B, so just looking to save once again. I don't know. Might be worthwhile to collect his loss bonus and even up that economy with the rest of the team. But at the same time, he's not trying to throw himself into a fight. Here we go. Okay, maybe not. He's looking to just kind of avoid it and save the AK now that there's only 10 seconds left. He does need to be very careful that he doesn't get hunted, but I think he's all good. So, 12th round on the board. Thomas saving once again. They will buy into this round on the Endpoint side. Timeout coming in. Timeout definitely needed. It is not looking good. Their T side has been lackluster to say the least.
Especially with the lead that Endpoint had earlier in this game. I'm sure they'll be feeling like they've let this one slip somewhat, but they've got to just focus on winning these upcoming gun rounds, because they can still absolutely win out here on Mirage. Close scoreline between these two. T-side Mirage is definitely a possibility for them to come through and get some real success. Over on the CT side, we have seen some of the other players step up, but it's still Corey really doing the heavy lifting for Budapest 5. So if he gets taken out of a round, that's when we're going to have to see the rest of the CT side step on up, because Corey's up there at 26 kills. No one else is close to him, and Crucial nearly lines those players up. They go for the ramp aggression again, and Budapest 5 look like they'll get away with it. No fights coming through early into this one.
It's almost as well, I think, for Corey. It's a really good point that you raise in the sense that I'll hold the point because we are going to get a push into Palace here. Thomas, on his own, manages to pick up both of them. That's absolutely huge. That is exactly what Endpoint needed. Torsy to hold things down here from CT, but he is about to have the full force of the entire T side coming his way on the AWP. Oh, going to go into an aggressive position as well. Needs to be very careful. Not going to find anything, though. And a 5-on-2. Sure, they've got a little bit of cash to play with. Actually, not quite as strong as I expected it to be. So yeah, the save is indeed the right idea. And Endpoint will even things back up to 12-12. Neck and neck towards the end of this first map.
Yeah, that's just all about Thomas spotting that palace aggression, gets both those kills. That's pretty much round over at that point, as long as Endpoint just make sure to stick together. They know that they can capitalize upon the weakness on the A-bomb site. Budapest 5 have been playing pretty aggressively over on A. They've been trying to push ramp in a couple of rounds. Looked like Endpoint were a little bit more ready for it this time out. And with Thomas getting both those kills, it's just an individual play that pulls them through for the round win. Here it is again. Second headshot so fast. Corey can't get back to safety. And Endpoint bring it back to a 12-12 scoreline. And that's definitely something that Endpoint are capable of. They're capable of having individuals step up with plays like that. Even if Thomas is the man holding, just to get 2 kills there makes all the difference in the round. And as this game goes on, having plays like that win you rounds is really valuable because, well, Crucial's about to do it himself. Gets an entry onto B and he's going for it.
Well then, looking pretty good here across the board. Endpoint revitalized. Sure, Crucial goes down. The trade is nice and quick. Thomas, meanwhile, on the other side of the map, once again, is able to be a nuisance. Benito's in from window, going to get tagged up and finished off by Mighty Max. The plant will come through, and Torzi on the other side of the map is probably going to look to save. Endpoint have found some energy from somewhere. Their second wind towards the tail end of this first map. They will now regain the lead, and for quite some time they had been on the back foot in this second half, and it was only that cushion. I think if it had have ended 8-7 right in that first half instead of 9-6, they won that force by right at the end, it could have been a very different story here in the second half. But that nice comfortable lead that they got, the pistol as well coming in the second half, really helping them just weather the storm somewhat. I don't think they're quite out the other side yet, but it is definitely looking a little brighter in the sky at the moment. Like I say, the lead coming in, only losing 1 player, nice amount of cash built up here. Meanwhile, the CT's not got anything to work with. What are they going to do here? I think they just have to eco and try and play around the AWP.
And it's those last 2 rounds now that have come down to individuals from Endpoint more than anything else. Crucial gets that pick onto B. The rest of the team are ready to follow him up, and he fully commits to it. He knows his teammates are going to trade him out, even if he does go down. So well played by Endpoint there. They were ready to pounce off the back of the pick that Crucial got for them. Now Budapest 5 really need an individual play of their own in this round, and they need it from this man Torzi. He's the only man with really anything worth talking about in this round. He's got the AWP in his hands, and he's got a decent angle to work with here, depending on if Mighty Max peeks him. Ooh, doesn't land the shot though.
That might be his one and only chance in this round. So we'll see here. I think the game plan now moves back to a bit more of a saving kind of idea. Surreal is about to walk into a world of pain if he walks out onto that balcony. Oh, or not. Hits a quick little flick. Of course, that jump nowhere near as safe as it used to be. Nice little molly coming in. Need to follow up on the damage. Good stuff. Benito is somehow still alive. He's got 1 leg, 1 eye or something, but he's still alive, and Surreal's going to peek into the AWP. That might change things up here for Endpoint. They do have Thomas in an aggressive position, an advanced position on this A site, and he's going to see that it's completely clear. So it is indeed the correct call. They are rotating across pretty quickly, so the CT is going to get here just in time kind of thing to perhaps stop them. Robin, meanwhile, going to spray down Corey. A number of flashes coming over the top. Thomas is not quite able to utilize them, however. Torzi doing a bit of team damage onto Flashy there by accident, and now going to decide to save, particularly because Benito has gotten his hands onto an AK.
Yeah, and this is much more like what Endpoint wanted to do in that previous round, where they ended up running out of time, where Mighty Max was pushing through B. But this time, they get the timing a little bit better for them. As soon as they spot that ups on the B site, they're able to just make the most of it. They're able to just go back over to A. because they were pushing B a bit faster, they were able to make sure they could rotate back around in time. So Endpoint up to a 14-12 lead, and a timeout taken by Endpoint ahead of this round. Budapest 5, the ones on the back foot, they're the ones that really need this round win. Endpoint doing pretty well for themselves here on this T side, coming back into this now with a 2-round lead. They've really taken over this game as it's gone the distance here, as it's gone the stretch. They've started to win a couple of really important rounds recently to get themselves to this position, and now they're looking to take it over the line.
Mind games perhaps coming in with the pause as well. Obviously talking things over, but I think Budapest 5 are itching to get into the action as quickly as possible and try and plug these holes, but Endpoint just slowing it down, taking a second, taking a breather. And Budapest 5 left to meddle in their own thoughts. Crucial playing the contact over at B. No one giving him anything. No one wants to be the player to make a mistake in this round on the Budapest 5 side of things. This is, once again, to highlight for you, their map pick. Oh, and it's not going so well in this round. The game itself going to be tough if they end up losing this one. Flashy does get one, but unfortunately traded, and now a 4 versus 3. The call from Budapest 5 is to go for it, but it doesn't look like they're massively committed. They've still got Corey over on A, Thomas as well lagging behind. Budito is savvy to the fact he likes to play A, but he's not ready for the fight. He looks at the wrong angle, he gets taken down, and now the remaining 2 players are just going to have to save. Endpoint will get the 15th on the board. Another clean round coming in from them, and the hunt is on. Even the save is not secure for Budapest 5.
Yeah, it feels like Endpoint have figured out that that B site might be the weakness for Budapest 5. I think Endpoint here have done a really good job and a really smart job at just avoiding Corey as much as possible here in this second half. Corey's been playing over on A. He's not been able to get as involved, especially when you see rounds like that play out, where it's just a fast B take. Endpoint get that initial entry, which gets them off onto the right foot on those trade kills. And then Corey has no chance of rotating over in time. He has no chance of having impact on the round, because Corey was having a great game back on that T side, and he would have probably continued that into the CT side, but he hasn't had as many opportunities as he would have liked, because Endpoint have been avoiding him. And now with a 15-12 lead, Endpoint just 1 away from victory. And look at the buy for Budapest 5. It's not ideal for them, but they'll have to just work with what they've got.
These are often the rounds, though. Nice little smoke and an aggressive push coming in. Surreal, meanwhile, up in window, will take out Torsey. The first frag once again for Endpoint. Not looking too good. That is not the start that Budapest 5 wanted. Crucial as well. Going to find the frag onto Budito. Just in and around, I think, above that smoke from short. Robin holding things down from the other side. He does get one before falling, so cannot catch a break right now on the CT side. It'll be a 4 versus 2 to keep them in the game. Again, their map pick, and they're split across the map. No utility, apart from the one smoke. No kits. The bomb's gone down. It's all onto Flashy. He will try it through the smoke, but it's not looking too likely. Bit of damage onto Crucial, but his position 100% known. He manages to find the first onto Surreal, giving himself a bit of a chance, but as the smoke dissipates, Thomas will pick him up. 16-12 Endpoint.
Yeah, 16-12 in the end. Endpoint doing really well here on Mirage, getting the win on their opponent's map pick.